I remember I got community service for making terroristic threats, which was some bull. So this was probably 1998, 99. I'm like 15 years old. I was hanging out with my best friend at the time, Stefan. We were just being dumb little kids back in the 90s. One of the things that we liked to do was prank call people. If you know anything like the Jerky Boys that was popular at the time, Crank Yankers, prank calling was a widely accepted practice. We used to do this one thing where we would call people and pretend like we were producers of the hit TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This was a cultural phenomenon at the time. What we would say is like, oh, we're producers from the show. You got accepted to do a quick little quiz with us. And if you do well on this, then we're going to fly you out. We're going to put you up in the hotel. You're going to be on the show. All this nonsense. We would just get these incredibly obscure pieces of trivia. Like nobody would know. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It was always 4 choices. It was multiple choice. And then no matter what they said, they were always right. People would think, oh man, I could probably get pretty far on this show. And then we would like take their information, tell them that we were going to get back to them, and then we would just never get back to them. So it was like a completely harmless prank. Sometimes we would tell people that it was a prank. Hey, we just want to let you know, this is all bullshit. You know, you didn't actually win anything. You just wasted 20 minutes of your time. And that was the funny thing to us sometimes. Now, we are obviously also wasting our time. That's not the point of it. The point of it is we were getting somebody else to do it. And one time, we had this guy who did not appreciate being told that he just wasted 20 minutes of his life. And he started being very upset. So we just hung up the phone. He ended up calling back. Not everybody had caller ID at the time, but Star 69 was super popular. He Star 69's us back and basically starts yelling at us, cussing at us. We're trying to tell him like, yo, we're just 15-year-old kids. This ain't a big deal, man. He's saying that he's gonna come and find us and all this other nonsense because back in the day it wasn't unlimited long distance. We're calling from a landline. This isn't a cell phone. You had to call a local number. It's not like you thought that somebody could find you, but it's like, you know, there's not a lot of distance between you. Whatever, we're kind of taking it with a grain of salt, but it's bothering me. This guy just couldn't take the joke. So I knew I was going to call this guy back. I didn't do it that day. I think I waited probably like 2 weeks and I made a series of mistakes when I called this guy back. The first one was assuming that because I had dialed Star 67 that this guy wouldn't kind of immediately jump to thinking that it was the same people that he had a conversation with the other week that were with him. It's evident from that conversation that he already had our phone number. The second mistake that I did was when he did not answer the phone, not hanging up. In retrospect, I should have just hung up the phone. The third mistake was leaving a voicemail. It would have been one thing to say the things that I said to the guy, not on a voicemail, but hindsight 2020. And then the fourth thing, saying the things that I said. I don't think the things that I said were that bad. Basically, I called this dude. I disguised my voice a little bit, just used a different voice. And I told this guy, I know that you're sleeping with my wife. You better not come around here anymore. If I find out where you live at, I'm gonna come and break your legs. And that right there, I'm gonna come and break your legs, was the coup de grace for me, because without that, it probably could have been argued that there was no threat made. And obviously, I also went a little bit harder, like, so hang up the phone, cut to maybe like an hour later, my buddy gets a call on the phone. We answer the phone. It's this guy, but we don't know it's this guy because he is now pretending that he is a regional police officer and is demanding to speak to the kids that were playing on the phone, as he so eloquently put it. And so my buddy starts freaking out. He hands me the phone. And now I'm talking to this guy, but I don't realize that it's this guy. He is doing the same thing to me that I did to him. I was playing a character. He didn't know it was me. Now he's playing a character and I don't know it's him. So he's acting like a police officer and he's basically saying, well, I have you on tape. You are threatening to hurt this guy for sleeping with your wife. Like, it's this whole big thing that he's doing over the phone. And so I'm just going with it. Like, I think, okay, I got caught doing something stupid. Little do I know that he's actually just gathering evidence against me. I go through all of this, oh, we'll be in contact, whatever. Hang up the phone. Maybe 45 minutes after that, literally, the police show up at my buddy's door. His mom answers the door and is yelling at us to come downstairs, go downstairs, start talking to the cop. He wants to know who was talking on the phone. It was me. I'm talking to him now. He's saying all this stuff that this guy had actually played us, and the last conversation that we had where he was acting like the cops, he had not told the cops yet. What he was doing was getting me admitting to doing what I did, and he was recording it, and then he called the cops and played it for the cops over the phone. Because he had our phone number, he could find the address, and since I was at my buddy's house, he came to my buddy's house, and the cop basically didn't arrest me. This was not an arrestable offense, but I got a summons to appear in court for making terroristic threats. So I go to court, get up in front of the judge, and the judge is trying to figure out what's going on. We tell him what's going on. He didn't seem to care at all that the guy was impersonating a member of law enforcement, which is an actual crime. I have documented evidence that is just a prank, although I get it. Like, I understand. The only thing that he seemed to care about was the fact that I told this guy that I was going to break his legs. The whole thing, underlying thing that this guy got so pissed off about this was, and I didn't know this until I went to court. When I say voicemail, what I really mean is answering machine. Physical box that people used to have. This guy's wife heard the message that I left where I'm saying, I'm gonna break your knees or break your legs if you don't stop sleeping with my wife. His wife heard this and she's got pissed at him thinking that he was cheating on her. So he got real pissed at us for putting him in this situation. And so that was making terroristic threats. And so he gave me 50 hours of community service, and I had to go to a park, and around the edge of the park were these huge bushes, and for 50 hours I had to dig up these bushes. There's a reason that they gave me this job. At the end of 50 hours, I had only dug up maybe 5 of these bushes. It was impossible to get these bushes out of the ground. But so yeah, if you're gonna prank call somebody, do not ever tell them that you're going to break their legs or that you're going to smash their kneecaps with a bat like Nancy Kerrigan, and you won't have to do community service.